Let me see. Oh, it's poor wireless. Good morning, everyone. Karen, you're here. That is wonderful. I was trying to get us on YouTube or on Facebook, but hi Nadine, but it's not working right now. So we'll get more people who gets the link emailed that'll join us right now. I talked to 4 people this morning there, and hi Chris. Of course you're from Arkansas. Nadine's from New Jersey, and Karen. Let me. I know where you're from, Karen. There, you're in Pennsylvania. Anyway, so we've got 4 people who are going to be joining us this morning. And Tim's here. That is wonderful. And Tim is from the United Kingdom. And I'm so glad you're here with us today, Tim. Today we're going to welcome Brendan, Joe, Debbie, and Lisa. And they're part of us, so they'll be here. And Gina and Jane, they'll and Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. And let's see, Cynthia is Michigan. You're from Michigan. Jane, there we go. Now let me ask you a question. Are you do you guys wait until you get the email and then click it when we go live? Or do you just wait on the Facebook page till we go? How is it that you are able to connect really fast? I need to troubleshoot how I can streamline. On Facebook, I'm trying to bring people in on Facebook, and my cell phone is not, which I normally, it's not working. Vani. All right, let me see, Vani. You haven't been with here for a long time, Vani. You know what? I don't have it. Gina's here. That's good. That's good. And Cynthia, Bonnie, I don't have your age, where you live, or what kind of medication you're on. So I need that. Now, excuse me, I'm reaching over and I'm trying to get YouTube on. Let's see. I don't know why, but I'm. Fam, Chris, how exciting! Pamo is great. Pam, and you know what? And Pam, you're with us early in the morning in California. You and Jane, but God bless you for getting up. It's hard, but you know what? When we're here, everything's great. And Donaldson, Tim. Oh my gosh, you're from Ohio. I love that you're here. I love that. Tim, my Tims. You guys are of course they're all of our Tims, but I take it personal because I can't help but to be a tad bit narcissistic and love all of you here. Let me improve, bring the camera down. Let's see if Facebook is gonna agree with doing a live. So anyway, Vonnie, that's great. Let me see. Let me delete that. Delete, and let's share on Facebook. Grab some more. 804. God bless. So Pam, you roll out of bed, and you get your cup of coffee. Wow, are you a morning person? I got to ask all of you. When do you feel the best? In the morning, the afternoon, or in the evening? Or and I'd like to qualify that with relapsing roommate. What type of MS do you have? Even though I know what most of you have, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I did a video a long time ago. God bless you guys. I did a video a long time ago, and I have it on my channel. And it's I used to have good days and bad days. And early on, when I had MS, I had good days and bad days. My favorite thing to say is I have bad days with great moments. Great moments, like right now. This next hour will be a great moment. And let's try. All right, I'm gonna try one more time on Facebook there. So most people are morning people. I don't think Facebook wants me to go live, but it might morning people. Uh, and you know what, Tim, you say if you sleep well, and what's so fantastic or interesting about that is that I'm having an attack of waking up at 3 o'clock. So from 3 to 5, I wake up and I solve the world's problems. So mornings, I think, see, in the evening too, I have blocks of time where I feel really good. There is a time between 12 and 3 that I'm really good. Between noon and 3, I'm good. Then I'm down from 3 around 3:30 until about 6:30, and then I'm up again from it seems to be like 8 o'clock until 10, or until I go to bed there, and I read. I read that. So I think about in the morning there. I spend time in the Bible, and I spend time reading my devotions and praying. And I think about that. So I don't think of it as having good time, because I don't need the energy to have a good time in the morning. Uh, uh, all right, Jane. It's interesting. Jane says and Chris says she slows down in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock. You know, that's interesting. And Jane says when she can't get to sleep, she watches. What do you watch, Jane? Jane from Coeur d'Alene. I love how sing-songy that is. And Pam, how? Pam trains herself to go back to sleep, and we need to know, those of us who are wide awake, we need to know, how is it? How can you UFO? You are a, so you go watch. You watch for UFOs, Jane. Um, Actually, it's funny you say that, because now they're saying that there's a lot of UFO sightings right now, and I believe, if you believe in God, if then what makes you think God didn't make the aliens? I posted on my Facebook page uh, something that was consistent. It was Jeremiah 5:1, and then 5 through 8, and then Psalms 91, and it basically talks about destruction all around you, and God keeping those safe. He says, if one person is safe, is obedient to me. If one person, then thousands will die around you. And I won't help you. So and I'll let destruction happen. So again, and if you ever read Revelations, not to get into a Bible lesson, and I won't do that, but you ever read Revelations and tell me you don't see that they have to be aliens. It doesn't make sense. um I'd like to read. Yeah. That you know what, Dim, I know, but it could be angels. Why aren't aliens angels? Why aren't spaceships? I don't know. I know that C.S. Lewis talks about a guy in England who was in a basement, no, in a prison, in a prison underneath ground, a girl, and she had a child there, and she explained to the child what it was like to be in ocean water, or to see the wind blow, to just feel sunlight on your face. The child never knew. And it's kind of like that. The mother died, the child got out of prison and experienced it for the first time in the child's life. And imagine how different that felt than the way she was told. So, you read these things. Also, C.S. Lewis said, I've never been to New York, but I know it exists because there's people I trust and I respect who describe New York to me. So, and tell me what it's about. So I know New York is there, and it's the same way, same way. But enough of my religious talk. I can't help it. I just can't help it. There, Richard. Yay, Richard's back with us. He's back. He was in New York all with his family all this week, and yeah, it will. You know what? And I'm glad you're with us here. Richard's in the house. Jane, you crack me up. Nadine, I like Jersey's in the house, and we have a couple more people. Actually, we have a guy from New Jersey, so we've got more New Jersey people in there. Let's see. Jessica is not with us right now, but she's New Jersey there. And of course, Nadine and Suzanne is from Jersey. Suzanne's in the house, and I believe, Suzanne, you're here. And Susan, no, Suzanne's from Michigan, and Susan's in the house. I'm sorry, you are a gangster. Uh, uh, we have to laugh. We really have to laugh. So, and it's important that you, uh, if you're here and you want support, um, know that we're all supporting each other through this chat. And it is Eduardo. Ed, oh my goodness. I don't think I have you on the list. No, I don't. I don't. Eduardo. Uh, Eduardo, I need you to send me an email or a post to tell me about yourself, how old you are, the type of MS you have, where you live, and the medication you're on. You know what? Chris, in Arkansas. Arkansas is on the cusp, Midwest and South, right? Uh, uh, because you're just below Missouri. Are you near the Lake of the Ozarks? Jackie, Jackie's with us. Jackie's in the house there, and let me just see if yeah, Jackie, are you new to joining us? Jack, for some reason I don't have you down. I yeah, I don't have you down. So if you could send me a message that of your age, type of MS, where you live, and the medication you're on, just a little bit, because when you post, when you're in the chat there, I can introduce you to the other people. So I'm kind of like the cocktail hostess. I'm just hosting this, and I'm letting y'all know about each other. Ah, you, oh my goodness. Okay, so you know what? That's the Panhandle. You're in the Panhandle, Chris, of Arkansas, north of Texarkana. Texarkana, and I've read all about that there. And Marcia's with us, yay, Marcia! All right, and Marcia, you know what? I don't have Marcia. I don't have where you live, how old you are, and I don't have that on my list there. I have Marcy, but I don't have and the medication you're on. So Peter. All right. So if you're new here, then what I'd like you to do is because I have the list of regulars now, and it's approaching 70. What I want to do is put down your name so I can introduce you, and you can be part of Eduardo. All right. Ed, I'm gonna add you to the list there, and I've got my little notebook here. What I'll do so I don't get distracted is after we're done our hour chat or our hour support chat, I'll read all of the posts there, and I'll put you down there. There are 4 people on Facebook that are supposed that can't see because it's not. I can't go live on Facebook. I don't know why. There, you know what? I can try. I can try to do. I am just thinking. Let me try. All right. It's gonna. I'm gonna try to do it here. All right. I don't know if I'm on here, so I'm going to try. No, I don't think it's a good idea. All right. Stand by. All right. Stand by. All right. What just happened? Did you lose me at all? Because I switched over to Facebook on this is my laptop, and I switched over because I thought, well, maybe I could stream Facebook and YouTube on the same computer. But it could be wrong there. All right. Good looking honky. That's funny. What is your name? What's your name? Because he's talking, and I, I have bad vision there. He's this person, good looking honky, is talking about having a relative with MS. There, how many people that is in this chat? Peter. All right, Peter. That it's Peter is good looking honky, and I'm going to have fun. Peter, you've got a great sense of humor. So I'm gonna put that down. All right, good looking honky is Peter. All right. How many people here with MS have a immediate family member with multiple sclerosis? Or anybody you suspect. I don't have, I've got cousins that have said they had it, but you know, when you have MS and you've got other people that say they have it, and they look at you and say, I'll never get as bad as you. And I've heard that from some of my cousins. There is that they probably don't have it. My grandmother, my mother's mother, they suspected she had lots of strokes, so they suspected with strokes. Now looking back, I'm thinking it wasn't strokes, it was MS. There, Karen. So you were the special one. Karen's the only one on both sides of her family and no one in my immediate family. My grandmother, uh, she sat down when she was, let's see, 40, never stood up again, and they thought it's because she kept having strokes. But it sure as heck sounds like Pam. Okay, you're awesome, Pam. Pamo. You just sent me an email on my phone and I or a message, and thank you, Pam. I think I have all your yes 59. Pam, I have all your information. I know who you are. Pam. Uh, you know what? Oh, this is what I was going to talk about because we had a new person had emailed me. Uh, it. I used to think that there's a line of demarcation. There's visible and invisibles. I'm a visible. I walk with a walker when I'm not holding on. Strangers have been known to hold me up. I get dizzy often. A lot of people are moved to help me because I'm a visible. I visibly look like something's wrong with me, and that's okay. I sometimes I don't even tell them. Uh, Here's something interesting that I started thinking about. I used to kind of resent uh, uh, invisibles, and I remember going to Walmart, pulling out my car or my walker, and it was 100 degrees. Oh my gosh, it was so hot, and I had to park all the way in the back of the lot, and I pushed my walker, and there were two ladies in the handicap, and they were just chit chatting in the sun. They're chit chatting, and I just the devil in me jumped in me, and I said, "You guys should be chit chatting in the shade in the back, so that people like me who have MS and heat intolerance can make it closer to into Walmart." Well, they looked. One gal looked at me and smiled and said, "I have MS, and so does she, and we're just talking about it." Oh, I was like, could have strangled them. But I started thinking about it now, having it this much further. It is so much easier. I mean, they'll know. Invisibles will know how hard it is to have the invisible symptoms plus the visible. Combined everything you feel along with the inability to move or to walk, and so that's terrible. But in the same light, it's got to be awful to being invisible and have all these symptoms, and have people say, "Well, you look like you're doing great." It's like you want to stab them in the heart. I mean, not really, but that's our gosh, I can't believe how hard it is when people don't understand why you don't have the energy to go out and shop all day or to go to different parties because you're invisible. Your symptoms don't show that you're sick. Here's something I'll make you laugh there. What do you put on a hypochondriac's tombstone? The stone that's over their graveyard. What do you put on it? I told you I was sick. See, told you I was sick. So, but the only way I can see that we have to draw the line, the boundaries for ourselves. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter if the people we love think we're lazy. If you're invisible and you are too tired to do something, don't let the family push you to do something. Don't do it. No, because if you do something, if you get overheated, if you are bullied into trying to be normal, you pay the price. You can have an attack. The next day, you won't get out of bed. You feel worse there. And whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that you were a victim of being bullied by people you love, friends, anything? Whose it is ultimately our fault, though. So be filled with the comfort of all of us who've been where you are there, and know, and just know that you have to draw boundaries to protect yourself from other people. It just, we have to protect other people from ourselves, but we have to really protect ourselves from other people, especially if you're an invisible. If you are visible, they're like, oh, Dulci's sick. I get away with it. You get away with a lot more when you're visible. I went and my engagement ring, the setting came undone, and I didn't lose the diamond, but I found a jeweler, and the problem is that there's steps. They didn't have an elevator, and I brought my walker in, and I had the mask, although I couldn't breathe in it there, and I was I thought I'm gonna have to abandon my walker and go up this really old hallway. It had handles on both sides, and I thought, okay, it's a challenge. I'll go up the hallway there, and people who were in the bank downstairs looked, man, can I help you? Can I bring your walker upstairs? And I said, yes. It was a opportunity. He brought it upstairs. I managed to get it up there. This guy's repairing my ring. I get to pick it up today, and schedule it in case it disappears, falls out and stuff. So it'll be replaced. But one of the thing that I say happened when I was done there, the jeweler carried my walker downstairs, but I went down the steps, and going down's harder than going up, right? Going down, I finally got down, and I was holding on both sides, the handles on both sides, and I managed to get to about, there had to be 30 steps, the fifth step up, and there was a gentleman. He was a foreigner, right? And he's standing there in broken English. He says, "Let me help you." I didn't need it. Oh my God, I don't need it. So what I did is I took one step, and I was like, no, 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 I'm okay. Took one step, held on to the handle, and it was like God put it on me to stop. I stopped, let go of the one handle, and reached out, and I said, "Excuse me." And he turned around. He just, his face lit up. He grabbed my hand and he helped me down. And he says, "It is better." And it broke in English there. So it is. Sometimes when we have this disease, we're visible or we're invisible. Uh, God gives us the opportunity to let other people feel good about themselves by helping us, by putting our walker into the back of the car and I used to get so afraid when people used to take my walker before I got my super duper one. They used to take it and they'd bend it, and I was so afraid they'd get hurt. They'd pinch their hand there, and I'd be afraid. But you know what? Uh, um, Getting it okay, folding it and locking it, and it was so much of a better thing to offer people the chance to be your blessing, gosh, it just helps. All right, Gina said something. Pride can be our worst enemy. Well said, Gina. Jane said, yeah, uh, yeah, Jane, you know what? Real friends do research MS. A lot of my real friends, what they do is they'll come up to me and they'll say, uh, I'm so afraid because you never talk about how you feel. I'm so afraid to ask you about MS. And I am, because you don't talk about it. And I said, if you need me to educate you what the disease is, That's fine. I can do that. But I can't complain. I just can't be in my head. I can tell you what the symptoms is, but not what my symptoms is. It's that is a boundary to protect myself from myself. If I start, it's the words. If we start to vent, remember vent. Oh, you need to vent. Vent. Tell me all your problems. Vent. You get a psychiatrist. You vent. You know what venting does? Venting reminds us that it sucks. It's like, gee, I was good until I started venting, and now I'm pissed. It's like, no, we don't vent. We practice gratitude list. We help other people who are in trouble, and and slowly it changes the makeup of our mind. There, it's interesting. So telling people about MS versus getting support instead of from our spouses, our parents, our kids, our friends there, instead of having them give us the support, it's so much better to get it here, get it from each other there. It is because no one understands what it's like to have an MS symptom more than somebody who has MS. Here, I'll talk about something. You guys love it when I throw myself under the bus and I laugh about something terrible. I remember about 20 years ago, I had a problem with incontinence there. Uh, Often, oxybutynin, ditropan, detrol, vesicare, that stuff will stop working. And when you've had MS so long, you don't even notice because you're wearing. So about 3 weeks ago, I realized I was at the pool and I realized that I kept peeing the chair, peeing in the pool, peeing, and I kept having accidents at home every single day. I just was like I was like a chicken, like the chickens I have. There was no sphincter. Nothing was going right. So last week I thought, you know what? I should probably call the doctor because I don't think the oxybutylin is working anymore. And I switched to the gigantic incontinence pads there. So, I can take care of myself because I got sick of doing laundry there. They can switch me to Vesicare, or they can switch medication that'll work for a number of years, or they put you to sleep. And I know so many people had that. They put you on twilight medication and they inject your bladder with Botox. And what that does is that keeps, how we get spastic when we start jerking and stuff. Our bladder does the same thing and it just releases there. And the Botox paralyzes the muscle. So what happens is they'll inject a little bit of the Botox in there and it won't spasm. I don't know, but I'll let you know tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I've got a video appointment with my urologist there, and again, it just in the same right, that spasticity that happens in our muscle can happen with our veins. That's why our feet feel cold at times, or especially on our weak leg there, those veins get spastic and it doesn't go. uh Pam, that has happened, right? That has happened. You have incontinence on both ways. So number two, the way you get around incontinence with number two is you have to be on a schedule. If you drink 2 glasses of cold water in the morning there, that wakes up your bowels there. Also, when you go into the bathroom, put your feet on a stool there. And believe it or not, your bowels tend to be more scheduled than bladder or anything like that. Also, with your bladder, you get into training to hit every commode that you go into every store, everything. But I use, there's desmopressin, which is a nasal spray, turns your bladder off for 4 to 8 hours. And I do that at night when I go to bed there, so that I don't have any accidents in bed. I do that. But I did that yesterday when I went to the pool, so I could, I'm not a chicken, but it's fantastic. All right, what is Gina saying? Gina, you did that for years. Gina can tell us her experience with getting Botox in her bladder, and she would do that every 6 months. Why did you stop, Gina? What made you stop there? And tell us, does it seem to work there? Uh, uh, and Jane says she's got maps on the restroom everywhere she goes there, and me too. It's I don't like that Home Depot puts their bathroom all the way in the back. It's like you they must not have a lot of women. Well, Home Depot was guys, yeah. So Gina, why aren't you doing it now? If it Gina says that when she was doing the Botox every 6 months, it worked. Well, right now, inquiring minds want to know what made you stop, stop getting that there. Uh, um, you know what? It's true. Diapers at night. It's true. Also, I'm big at saying in your car, drive with an emergency kit. And that is a bag with a change of clothes, say an extra diaper, some pad, wipes, some sanitizing wipes to wipe yourself down there. And Gina says she didn't stop uh, uh, the Botox. She'd still be getting Botox if it weren't for COVID. There. And you know what? Chris says, Dulci, I don't think Gina still gets it. Uh, oh no, and Gina says it doesn't last as long. The longer you're on it, the less it'll last. Every 6 months there. But how long did it last? How many years did it last every 6 months before you started getting used to it? There. And Jackie asked if it seemed to work. And you know it you'll know also, the mind is so strong, is that say you don't have to go to the bathroom until you have your keys in your ignition, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, I had to go to the bathroom. I've gotten good. Okay, Gina says that she's gotten the Botox every 6 months for about 4 years. That's good to know there. And yeah, it's time for me. And they give you, Gina, they give you twilight medication, knock you half out, or do you have what scares the heck out of me is being awake. It's like I don't want to know nothing about a needle down there. uh, uh that's good. And Nadine asks, is there side effects? So Gina, is there side effects? Because that's a very good question. Uh, yeah, and I had the Botox for spasticity in my legs. What I discovered, it was a you're fully awake. All right, Gina. Gina just scared the heck out of me. She says she's fully awake. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. I might, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, Gina. That. Yeah, you just made everybody pause. Jane, what do you mean, Jane? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me crack up here. Jane, what's ew? Ew. Is it? Are you having the same reaction as me? Uh, Oh my gosh, that was so scary. Oh my gosh, I think I just had a hot flash. That's funny. Yes, yes, you are. Ooh, I'm in pain thinking about it. Did it hurt? All right, now I know it didn't. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. All right. She says, Gina says it's uncomfortable during, but going to the dentist is way worse. Yeah. See, yeah, forget it. Forget it. Yeah. That's, no. I don't know. You're talking. Are you getting the teeth clean, Gina? When you're talking about going to the dentist, there, because the more often you go to the dentist, the less likely they're going to put a needle in your mouth. I don't have problems there. Maybe if they give me nitrous oxide before, like some good dentist will do, and then no, yeah, I don't know. You know what, Gina? Gina's tough. Gina is tough. Oh, Gina is tough. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Can't we just get a good punch in the face? That sounds a little better than sticking something sharp down. Forget it. I just all right. You guys are gonna, Gina, you're gonna give me the guts. I swear. I may have to email you. I don't know. As support. And although I got tears in my eyes, yeah, Gina is our commando. Yeah, it is. The thought, yes, Gina, the thought is freaking me out there. And the more I think about how I can break a rib, I can break my hand, I can do that because that doesn't hurt. Well, it kind of hurts when it happens, but Gina's our commando. You know, it hurts to be normal, doesn't it? But yeah, yeah. Kudos. Let's all give Gina a clap. You know, Gina, you are a rock star here. You know what? It's all right. Here we go, Jane. Uh, Wearing diapers all the time or needle in the crotch? I just diapers aren't bad. They're soft. I don't know. I you know what? Light again. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, you ever have a colonoscopy? Yeah, they're gonna have to knock me out because some people get all freaked out when they have an MRI. And recently, a gal emailed me that she can't get diagnosed with MS because she has metal in her body and she can't go in the MRI machine. And that just you know terrible. Yeah, it breaks my heart. And the only reason why you want to get diagnosed and you haven't been diagnosed is because you'd want to be on preventative medicine. If you have no intentions of taking preventative medicine then being diagnosed is not that important. Also, if you don't have a very active disease, eventually uh, um, it will be diagnosed, or you won't need it. Uh, uh, you don't need the diagnosis. Other things is when you have it long enough. Um, all right, it's obvious. If you're having an attack where you can't see, thank you, Cynthia. I got a time check there, and you can't see. you say optic neuritis or you can't walk and all, even if they don't have a diagnosis for you, they can't put you in an MRI, they could, why not treat you for an attack? I mean, I remember I had optic neuritis before I was diagnosed, and they gave me steroids. Okay, disclaimer time. I'm not a doctor, neither is any of us. None of us are doctors. So anything you hear here is meant to be used to take to your neurologist. Always recommend that every one of us has an MS specialist, goes to someone, maybe a research hospital, MS place that if we go to an MS comprehensive unit, there they have people who specializes in rehab for those of us who have MS. One of the things that I think about with the rehab is just because you have primary progressive MS or you have secondary progressive MS or you have lost the ability to do something doesn't mean it permanently has to go away. There's these MS therapists, physical therapists, that can help us connect another nerve or help us move and help us get around that there. So don't give up. Yeah, that is all right. Let's see. Last Thursday, I talked about how old symptoms come back for a week and a half. Is fog right eye now? All right. Chris is talking about. All right. Now, Chris has a question. She says, for about a week and a half, there has been fog in her right eye now, and the right side is her good side. Okay, it's common to have, and this is all right. Let me stop for a minute and invite everybody to participate. First question I'll have: this is your good eye. Is this a new symptom? Is Chris, or is this a new symptom with that optic neuritis? Because that's consistent with optic neuritis, that cloudy eye syndrome. And what those of us who've had optic neuritis know is it tends to creep. It starts off in a certain area and it creeps, and sometimes you have pain, sometimes you don't. It manifests itself in many different areas. It can be, white. It was a white fog for me, and it completely blinded. It was my left eye. It did jump over to my right, probably about 15 years later. So again, the question is this an old symptom, Chris, or is this a new symptom? Because when you have these symptoms, you have to determine if it's a phantom attack or if it is a real attack. This is new in Chris's right eye. So jump in, everybody, and let's give Chris advice based on our experience. Call your doctor, Chris, because if it's a new symptom, new eye, you've never had it in your right eye, you only have it in your left, call your neurologist there. This is consistent with new, it could be consistent with a new attack there. And that's generally the rule. When we have new symptoms we've never had before, that right eye has not been affected there. So your optic nerve on your left eye has been effective there. The right optic nerve is a separate area, separate nerve there. So MS is attacking. Again, they can treat that. And Tim Riches is talking about the way they treat our attacks is they put us on steroids fast to reverse the damage. I had steroids with before I had MS to treat optic neuritis. Uh, but again, and Karen also concurs. You get steroids right away to stop the addition loss of your vision, which may, with most of us, it came back. Again, we're not doctors, so as much as we all would like to hook you up to steroids or tell you this is what you need, it's only your doctor. We don't know, maybe you have diabetes, maybe you have something that steroids would be harmful. But Chris, you do need to, as soon as we're done here, call your neurologist and make an emergency call. This is an emergency. This is consistent with a new attack. Again, Pam, oh my goodness. Good luck on the move. Don't work too hard. Uh, um, just Pam's going there, and she's moving. So don't work too hard there. Don't. All right. And Chris says, yeah, it is a different nerve. It's an optic nerve. It could be the part of your brain Chris, it could be a part of your brain, but it is a different nerve. What the way they can tell years later that you had optic neuritis is your optic nerve is paler than a healthy optic nerve. So anyway, call your neurologist as soon as we're done here. Um, Emergency call, email, fax, get somebody on the phone so that they know that you're experiencing this, because they're right. This is when early on, whenever you have an attack, a new attack, it is an emergency because you want to stop that. So eventually this won't return. The symptoms won't return when you have secondary progressive MS there. If you do, but anyway, you definitely have to call. And another thing I've learned is that the squeaky wheel gets the oil there. Sometimes if I don't get a response back in 2 or 3 hours, call every hour until you talk to somebody. Yeah, you end up getting a name for yourself. Just be very nice and just say, I'm afraid I'm gonna die. It's, and they'll comfort you again. And also there's oral steroids, and they've checked that out versus steroids that you get with an IV. They found no difference between getting either one of those steroids there. Uh, um, Let's see, Jackie. You guys are all falling off there. Jackie's leaving right now. All right, and she's bragging. Jackie's bragging about going for a walk. That's funny. That's good. That's good. I interviewed. That's what I do. I interview neurologists who treat MS, and some of us get a bad rap for being done. Some very few people, and she says, there's people that keep her up at night, and they're not her primary progressive patients. They're people. Thank you, Karen. They're people with active MS, whether it's relapsing, remitting, or the people that keep her up, that make her worried, are the people that have aggressive, have attacks there, have new symptoms there. They're the ones that keep her up. And she wants to hear from these people when they have an attack. She told me she gets nervous when people have attacks and they don't call, but the flip side, when they're having a phantom attack and they're acting like it's an emergency. Um, that is so that is everything that I have. You know what, Karen? I see that it looks. Oh, okay. I see. That's the time. You gave me a time check because it says I've been on 55 minutes there. So right now. But anyway, that's a little. Let's see where I can read a little. Cynthia, Karen, Nadine, everybody is talking. Oh, all right, Jackie. I was joking, Jackie. You gotta have thick skin when you're around me. I'm sorry there. Jackie says, "Oh my gosh, no! Definitely, I'm going to walk in the end of the street and then back. 2 years old, get bored and destroy the house. You get a 2-year-old. It's true. That's true. I you know what I haven't been doing is that I was going for a walk around the block using the hip flexor assisted device. I was doing that often, and I'm not doing it. I haven't done it in probably 3 weeks because I haven't been in the mood, and I haven't been working out, and just haven't been at all, at at all. But hey, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. There. Anyway, uh, uh, you know what, Jackie? You know your limitations there, and anyway, you know your limitations there, and I would, I find it amazing that people can have jobs and have MS and have kids and have MS, and Chris, that's amazing. Well, it's I get you more, and in Arkansas is it's not the heat so much as it's. I know it's cliche, it's the humidity because the other day here in Maryland, it was 82 degrees, but it was 98% humidity. And I like right now, it's not bad. The humidity's not bad. It was beautiful. It's beautiful now, but when it was 98% humidity, it just it's terrible. Think about when I lived in Arizona, they had a swimming pool, and I'd go in the swimming pool, and when you got out of the swimming pool, it would be 100 degrees. A slight wind did the reverse. It's like a swamp cooler. It got you chilled. I've never been more chilled than getting out of a swimming pool in 100-degree heat in Arizona versus getting out of a swimming pool in high humidity. It's like you're being wrapped around with a blanket there. Uh, anyway, yeah, Karen, Chris is talking about 80-90% humidity. It's impossible. And Tim, you're talking about lovely dry heat Nevada, and that's kind of in the my husband's from Carson City, and it was dry. I remember having bloody noses. It was so dry there. And my friend, I lived in Southern California, and whenever she visits, my buddy, she says, one of the great things about you people who live in humidity is your skin is it's not constantly dry. All right, it's 12 noon. Thank you for the time check there. So it's been an hour. Uh, 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 it's been an hour. It's always humid in the UK because it's always raining. It's like Washington State. All right, so what I'm going to do is tell you that please come back on Thursday at 11 o'clock. Please subscribe. Go to msfrontiers.org and look at the resources we have for you. And here's the prayer for today. Pray for all of you. Again, add your name, age, type of MS, and your hometown if you're new. And may the peace of God, which surpasses all of our understanding, keep your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Uh, may God comfort you with all the support here with each other. I love you all, and I know you love each other there. And I will see you on Thursday. Bye.